Okay, first drill is that we're going to do is just for your back, your legs, and your hips, and your neck. It's just jumping guard. You're just going to jump on Mike. I'm just going to go 2 bounces, and I 2 bounces and jump on him. He's going to squat and throw me off. And he's going to do the same. 2 bounces, squat, and then off. And then I go 2, on, and off. Okay, back and forth. Okay, so all you're going to do on your back, this is for your legs. Just keep your hands, your feet straight out, keep them on his hips. He dives onto me. Drop them down and bring them on. Keep them on, go. And off. Okay, 15 times or so. A lot of guys, when they shoot, they've got to drop their level. If they're going to come in for the body tackle or the upper body stuff, they step the hip in and they step their upper body in like this to get the clinch. Or they're going to come into this position so they can get the clinch out of it. So, that's upper body. For lower body, in order for me to shoot the legs, I've got to drop my head. So, for this drill, all he's going to do now is he's just going to start to drop his head, and I'm just going to follow. And then he's going to come up. So he's going to match me. So he's going to follow me. So if I drop, okay. And what this does is it teaches you how to head fake a little bit. Because what I want to do is I want to drop, and then he follows me. Good. So watch this. Good. So give me the shot right there, okay? Because it's called a head fake. And all I'm doing is I fake with my head like he follows my level, and then I fake, and then look at that's it. I'm looking for the shot, okay? Head fake it. So right now, you're just gonna drop, move around, drop, follow, and drop. Good. Okay, follow your partners. One side leads. Okay, what drills you guys can train yourself in for grappling, because what it does is your body has to follow, your legs have to follow your head. Okay, so when he puts his forehead in my chest, okay, just like this, he keeps the forehead, not the top of the head, never the top of the head. Why not? And snap him really easy. Okay, so when you shoot, you never shoot with your head down, always with your head forward. Okay, all right, and make sure when you're squatting, your posture is your key. Your chest is always above your shin, which is above your foot. Okay. So now, when he puts his forehead in my chest, he's just going to follow me. Okay, and then I'll go back. And watch this. Okay, so there's no thought, really, on his part, except for the fact that he keeps his head glued to my chest. Okay, it's unfortunate today that we don't have any women in here, but you do that drill, and you do have, because some females, to teach this drill, I wouldn't recommend putting your head there, but keeping your hands here, and keeping your head more on the stomach. Okay? Because sometimes we have a lot of girls that take the seminars, and you can see right off the bat the guys smiling and they go, all right. So, anyways, your forehead stays glued here. So the movement is lateral left, lateral right, forward, and back. Okay, and then look at the circle. Okay. He has to keep his feet underneath him. Okay. All right. There's no thought that goes right. All right. This, as far as your takedowns and not getting taken down, is probably one of the most important things, and that's understanding where your forehead goes. It's called head control. Okay. For instance, if I am pinned up against the wall and he wants to take me down, and I have my head here, it's very difficult for him to take me down. Okay. But for him to take me down, if his head's here, it's easier for him to take me down, okay? So, prime example would be Sakuraba versus Royce Gracie. Sakuraba kept his forehead here the whole time, and that was the only thing preventing Royce from taking him down in the corner of the fight. And the same thing, when Sakuraba had Royce up, he had his head in here the whole time too, keeping the pressure on him, okay? So this is important. This will also help you guys when you start out. You shake your partner's hand, and you're on your knees, and your forehead goes right here, right after that. It's probably going to take them down on your knees when your forehead's here. Okay, it's just called head control. So really, really important. Also getting swept in a lot of different positions. You have good control with this. Okay, so we're going to call this giraffe wrestling. We start out here. Usually the hands will come into play, but right now I just want to get you guys to develop your head. So he's got head in the socket. He can pretty much push me around the mat right now with his head. Okay. My objective is just to get my head underneath and get it in here. Okay, just like that. See how he brings it underneath? Okay, I can also use my shoulder like this and get it in Okay, just like that. And I can just change my angle like that. Okay, and my objective is just to push and control. See how I keep my head in there? Now if your head comes apart, bang! So let's not break out of this. Okay, all right. And now you guys will understand where all the cauliflower and everything comes from. Okay? Now, here's how you usually start. Contested. You go forehead to forehead. And then we go. And we try to get it. Okay? All right? You're going to start out. But right now, we just start out nice and slow. I want your partner to get in. Okay? And he's going to push a little. And in order to dissipate his energy, I've got to put my forehead in. Okay? He brings his head in. I bring my head underneath, especially, let's say for instance, in this position, you have an overhook, okay? The one with the head in, this is under versus over. Offensive posture versus defensive. Defensive is here. If his head's in, he has control. Obviously, we're gonna be fighting for this grip here. Okay, especially for striking and for hitting. So everyone's fighting for that, okay? Obviously, you have throws from both sides. He has head control, he's got control right now. So my objective would be to get my head either by pulling and moving or bringing my head underneath and putting it here. Now I have control of this position. Okay, real important. All right, so let's try it. We're gonna just start out forehead to forehead. He slides into the slot. He's got control. I switch. See how he switches like that? And I bring my head in, he brings his head in. I bring my head underneath his head and bring it up to the other side. Okay? All right, let's try. Head pummeling, neck pummeling, chest pummeling, bicep pummeling, wrist pummeling. And to break it down, it's easier to understand it that way rather than just do it. Because when you guys wrestle, and we call hand fighting, you'll do it anyways. So neck pummeling is he grabs my neck. So we're fighting to get inside, always to get inside. As long as I'm inside, I have control. Okay? Which would also be the double neck tie. Which is the right time. Now, second thing again is your head control. So you're going to be pummeling the head back in what we just did to get it back in control. The third thing is when both of our heads are here, we're trying to control each other's biceps, like this. So we're fighting for the bicep control, which will come into the next thing, which is the chest pummeling. Because this is called 50-50. And if you guys wrestle, if you guys spar, if you guys do Muay Thai, you're going to end up in this position anyway. It's a transitionary position. They call 50-50 tie. And you have the pummeling from here. Okay. And the last is you're here and you're fighting for that wrist. So it's all wrist pummeling. So you're fighting for that wrist control. Okay. So a lot of times when we start out, it's all a wrist. It's the same thing with the jacket because you're trying to get the grip and you're trying to get the sleeve. So it's the same thing. It's pummeling. We're trying to pummel in and get out. Okay. All right. So we're just going to start out. The first drill, we're just going to go grab. This is contested. We're going to try to get in and get control of our partner's head. If we can, if I can get full control, what I want to do is just pull his head out and then we come back. Okay. So what we're going to do now, I want you guys to use your shoulders. He's going to try to get in. Go. I'm going to use my hand. And I'll his other hand in. Watch this. If he reaches to grab my head, my shoulder stops his grip. He just stopped his grip and it gets me in. Okay. Another thing I can do if he grabs is I hunch my shoulders up. Because this will allow me to throw him off. Just keep your shoulders high. Okay. If he gets a hold, I can step in. If he gets a hold, I can barrel and step to his side. And if he gets in and he gets my head down, I can bottom him up and come back in. Okay. So we're going to play right now, just nice and light. We're just going to neck tie. We're going to just wrestle from here. Just neck. We call neck wrestling. Okay. Just fight from this position. Once I'm here, I just want to pull his head down. One thing real important. These are your bridges and your bases. There's four. You have your hand, you have your forearm, you have your head, and the last would be, if he's all the way in, it's my hips. Either into him or down. A lot of people, they always try to sprawl. If he comes in right after that, go. I hip you. That will give me the option to throw and form a wall. The other one he hits me is okay. So you have two options, hip in or hip down. Okay, so if he shoots, I can use my hand. I can use my forearm. So I can use my head. And again, your hips in or your hips. Okay. So when you take this position, when he grabs, a lot of times people are so anxious to grab they forget about this bridge. So they're actually pulling you into that body tackle. If he keeps his hips back, he's allowing me to get out by either stepping and pushing or holding and bobbing and weaving out. Make sure you block. Because the worst thing when he bobs and weaves out is to eat the knee. Okay? All right, let's try it. Neck tie. We're going to neck wrestle, nice and light. This is really good for your forearm, tendon, and your back to the shoulders, and lat strength. Your posture. So if you start out with your head down like this, he's already got control. As soon as he grabs my neck, I'm already head up and hipping into and walking in because look at I can control his head either way. Okay, his head's a steering wheel. So watch. I can snap his head down. I can push his head backwards. I can pull him sideways. And I can pull him the other way. And the reason is, if I'm here and he starts lifting his head up like this, okay, because some guys lift their head up. I try to pull it and they lift. I shove it, and that gives you the kick or gives you the shot. The same thing. I go like that. He lifts up. Double it. Now, if I go like this and his head goes down, like this, look at it. Just ninja roll. Just snap it. Snap it. And the same thing, if I go like this and he starts to shoot in, I just move his head to the side, just like this. Okay. And the same thing, slow motion, is if, let's say I need him, and he starts to come in this way, look at this, it gives me his back. So your forearm is controlling the whole body. Okay? All right, let's go. Grab your partner. Keep your head up, guys. Hips in. So now what we're going to do is get the arm off the neck. Okay. This is called single arm releases. Single. How do I get this off? Once he's got some guys, there's a lot of guys from Iowa who have a collar tie that you can't get off because when they latch it in. One thing real quick. This finger grabs this nerve here. So when I latch it, it's holding. And I'm holding and I'm pulling this down. If you look at this. It grabs right here and you latch it in here, so it's hooking. This finger is not important for your grappling. This is. This one is. These three, anytime you arm drag, these three. Anytime I go to his hip, these three. Anytime I pick his knee, it's these three fingers. So these three are connected. This one isn't. Okay? So you're going to collar tie and keep that in tight and make his head part of your body when you're going to grab it. Anyways, for right now, when he does this, he's only going to give me 50% resistance. Okay, so first one is shuck. Just keep your head up and just catch it. Just take it out and catch it. Okay, and as you do that, it's going to give you his back. It's going to give you a little pull and you got his back. Okay, he grabs with the other side, head up, shuck and catch. Just give a little pull and you've got his back. When you grab around his body, don't just grab this.
I had breakfast.
Okay. So if you guys hear any odd noises, you know where they're coming from. Okay.
Taco Bell for breakfast, guys.
Yeah. Oh.
Secret weapon.
Look at
Ready.
So you can, if you guys are really going to clinch them, you want to bring your hand and you want to grab it. Okay, not here. Because a lot of guys do this. This is great. This is better.
Much tighter.
Even on the side.
Oh shit.
Okay. If I want to suplex, this gives me enough. Because what this is this is a loop to throw. Okay. But right now, because I want to keep them tight, I'm going to go here. So it's like I'm washing my hands. Okay. Okay, once I'm here, this is easy. Watch, all I do is I put my forearm in his hip. To take a guy down from the back, there's like 15 variations that we use. All you need is one or two really good ones. A lot of people try to back trip, right? They just try to fall back. An easy one from right here is just break his hip down. Pull it to here, loose hip. It gives you a hook, you're already on top. Control. Pretty stupid, but it works pretty good. So I'm on his back, watch his palm up, place it right in the hip socket here. So look at that. You know, use that hook in the form, you can choose to step off the tap. Okay. All right, so again, I shuck, catch it, and give him a little pull, get his back. Okay, just break him down, hook him. Back up, catch him, okay, give him just a little tongue, get to his back, break him down, hook him. Once you're hooked, you're already on top. Okay. So this is, it doesn't look like it's much, this just breaks his hip down. Okay.
Sir.
So, hook, catch. A lot of guys, when they do this, they take their eyes off their partner. If he's shucked, go, good. Do it again. Double. Okay? Because he took his eyes off him. So keep your eyes on him. Yeah, see his eyes are still here. Okay? Another thing, for me to counter when he goes to shuck, good. Again. I shove him. So just shove him out and then usually shoot. Okay? But right now, good. Head up. Head up. One shoulder. His shoulder down. Okay, all right, let's go. Right down from the back. Hi there. How are you? If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. And hit the little bell for notifications if you like the video, this one, and more like it.